Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 25th of October. Looking at the Eurodollar first, well, yesterday we managed an inside day there, not really achieving much at all. That consolidation though, it really is just, there was a bit of almost a divergence that was sitting there on the 24th there, but that's now really sort of worked that off, and to me, well, there's still the potential for further downside here. It's just this sort of consolidation phase that we're seeing here before we got some, as I say, potential further downside. Now, it's quite a simple one for me this morning. We're all over the daily pivot at the moment, and it'd be just a patience game. I was talking about this yesterday in terms of waiting, and we certainly have to wait here. And I'm only interested in the downside really of the euro dollar, so I would just be looking for a break of the lows here down to the S1, maybe more. But the problem is it's whether I'd bother trading it is another matter, because of the very small targets that are sort of sitting there, 11 pips or so. So I'll assess that nearer the time and look at the strength of the move. But I need to see a little bit more. I mean, that's a minimum target. That I mean, obviously yesterday's lows, the previous lows there, are sitting in the way of that anyway. But maybe it'll push on and create a bit more of a trend. The pound dollar. Well, let me just get back into dailies here. And basically, I put this trend line on yesterday, and it's pretty much still there. It's still sitting in this sort of is it a transitional point where we're actually going to see a continuation to the upside here, or are we just on a consolidation phase where we're going to roll over? To me, I'd prefer the latter, where it's just waiting again for the trade. It came really late yesterday from these lows here before it really confirmed that break, but it did break through. It's sort of effectively consolidated move. And now we're in a very choppy phase, so it is a case of just sort of waiting to see what the market shows. Now, for me, it would need to break these lows, not just a trend line. It had to break these lows for me to be trying to trade through to yesterday's lows, the S1. But I'd prefer it in that distance, in that direction rather, for sure. There is a case of, well, if it is in the transitional phase and it's starting to push up here, there is a case of if it breaks out the highs here, it may run up to yesterday's high, maybe beyond through into the R1. But at this moment, I'd prefer to be trading it to the downside. Dollar yen, well, just bring the dailies up there, and it's done quite a bit here already, so pushing up relatively strong, and it's just a case of, well, it's off without us at the moment. My preference is for the upside on it. Well, it's done the upside, and there could be some more. It's got an untouched daily pivot below, so I never really like this. Seen when it's done this, pushed up so far before the Asian session, the London session. So I'll probably be standing aside again, but there is a chance it could push up even further, up to the 104.688 area. Yen, Aussie dollar. Again, this currency is done a reasonable move through the Asian session, so it'll be another one I'll leave alone. It's yesterday ran up, caught the weekly pivot, rolled over. It's now running back towards that pivot at the moment, but it's already caught the daily pivot. It's run through its R1. There's a chance it will roll from here again, and we'll see yet another rollover back down towards those lows. But it's not such a good probability type trade, but it may occur in terms of the way the pattern is shaping up here. But I'd rather trade those that are cleaner. Okay, Canadian dollar. Well, of course, you've got to check the oil price, and it's still sitting up there. Divergence on the dailies. Might have expected a bit more of a correction on the oil price, and there's still potential, but it's holding up at the moment. So Canadian dollar. Oil shouldn't be really affecting it too much, but certainly the weaker data from Canada has, and it's still got with the weakness looking, or the weaker looking oil price there, the potential for a continuation. Now it's sitting, some weird price action through the Asian session there, but if it gets back above 21s, it could be a long candidate for me. Where it sits at the moment, not really interested in it, but I'd rather just let it sort itself out, get above its daily pivot there. 21 hourly 21s, they're flat basically, which just shows you how difficult this market is to trade at the moment. So it's best to left alone until it shows its hand a little bit more, but it certainly looks to the upside. In terms of key news today, then we've got the German IFO business climate out this morning at 9 o'clock. Doesn't give us a lot of movement normally, maybe a little volatility. Beyond then, 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got to wait until we've got consumer confidence coming out, and then we've got Carney testifying to the House of Lords Economic Affairs on Brexit vote, and then Draghi speaking at 4:30, due to speak about stability, equity and monetary policy at the German Institute. Now, the latter I don't think will create too much. Perhaps we'll see some volatility around Carney's speech there at 3:35. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.